Hello and welcome to Farming Simulator 19. I'm Andy and this is the Let's Play on the Björktorps map. So I updated to version 1.3 the second time I'm recording this episode because I'm having some issues with lag. Where I'm having some problems with recording. I'm having some issues with recording this episode due to lag, which is odd because it's I basically restarted my computer so I would be able to record it, so that's a bit annoying. Seems to be happening around 5 minutes as always. I did lower the settings a bit for the OBS software, so maybe we'll see if it works better now. Slightly less graphics though, but maybe it will work. So as I said, I've updated it and there seems to be some issues. One of the most annoying issues is that, I don't know if I can show you that, if I tab out of it and then tab back into it, there's a pretty long delay. A several seconds delay, which is really annoying. I didn't used to do this with last episode, so I'm actually kind of regretting that I updated to version 1.3. And now it's too late. It's a pain to revert, I guess, back to an earlier version, so I'm not going to do that, but it bugs me. Does bug me. And well, I wish it wouldn't do that. So I wish there were some cool new features, but mostly it seems like under the hood stuff, where the stuff that's been changed in the game to version 1.3, lots of bug fixes. One of the features that is changed is that in the settings here you can set the steering sensitivity, which is actually pretty good. Maybe I'm stupid and there's not actually an effect on my game. Oh, the lagging is amazing. But I think the steering, I had it to 100%, I lowered it to 50, that was a bit too low, and then I raised it to 75, and 75 seems pretty realistic on my setup as a way when it comes to the feeling of steering. So that's pretty cool, I think. But I don't know, but the lagging when you tab in and out of the game is really annoying. I'm actually going to write a bug report, I think, on the Giants webpage, because I don't understand where that came from. And one of the differences I noticed is that I think before, when you tabbed out of the game, it's sort of the steering wheel, my steering wheel was this G924 or G926 or whatever it's called, that actually turned back to the neutral position always, which was a little bit weird, but that was okay. I didn't mind that. As long as I was aware of it, I just centered it before tabbing out of the game. But now tabbing in and out of the game is really annoying suddenly. So, well, it bugs me. I don't know. It was probably a stupid idea to upgrade it. Updated to 1.3. So I lowered the settings in the OBS software somewhat. I don't know if there's a difference, if you can tell it. magically, now I'm up to 5 minutes, and magically when I come to 5 minutes, the OBS software starts complaining about high CPU usage. So I don't know what's happening at 5 minutes, but it's a problem. My setup. I have a fairly large amount of RAM memory, so I don't think it should be that big of an issue, but it is. Fortunately. So we'll see. That was just a short complaint about the CPU usage. Now it seems to be working again, so hopefully maybe I fixed the problems with the recording lagging and stuff. I don't know. So if you go to the Giants web page, you can see what's been updated in version 1.3, and there's a ton of stuff. Lots of issues I never had. Actually, most of the stuff that's been updated I've never had any issues with. So to me that's just news. But I guess some people had issues with those things. That's why it's been updated. So I guess it's a good thing that it fixes bugs. I don't know, but I don't think I'm going to report the bug, the thing that is actually lagging or stops when you tab into the game. I didn't think I would mind that so much. At first it's like, oh, it's annoying, but then I thought that it's not a big deal. But actually, yesterday I played about 3.5 hours or so in the game, while watching The Big Bang Theory on my other screen, and whenever I did something, for instance, go to the toilet or everything, I tabbed out and paused the Big Bang Theory, and I tabbed back, and it was like this delay. And then at one point my fiance talked a lot to me, and I had to turn it off, and it was the same thing. And if it is like a small delay, like a half a second, so that's not a big issue, but it's actually, I mean, if you go out of it and then go in, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's like a 4-second delay, even more, maybe 3-4 second delay, which actually to me is really annoying. I wish it wasn't, but I feel annoyed about it. So sorry to say. So I probably shouldn't be annoyed, but I feel annoyed about it. Definitely annoyed. Yeah. So I have the joint key set up so I can turn on and off the spray with pretty easily on my joystick. I guess connected to my GPS and everything, just with a button on the joystick, which is pretty smooth. One thing I wanted to mention is that what will happen when you upgrade the software to 1.3, that also happened when you upgrade it to 1.2, is that it loses all the key bindings, which is a bit of a hassle. And I had some pretty big issues with it not being able to hook up the issues with, I'm going to show you. I had some issues with the front loader tools, because I couldn't get one axis, the up and down motion of the front loader arm to work, but I couldn't get the curl movement to work. I had no idea, it didn't work. It didn't want to work. I tried like 15 times, nothing. Just gonna see if all the fields have been covered with fertilizer. Yeah, so everything is up to level 2. So anyway, I had some issues. I couldn't get it to curl, which is really odd, I think. Here with the slower steering setup sensitivity thing, you actually have to slow down in the corner when you turn, otherwise you'll just run through it. So I think that's a pretty, makes it feel much more realistic. You need to actually slow down when turning. But the problem with the front line, it wouldn't curl. I tried it 15 times. I couldn't get it to work. I didn't know what. I tried it and tried and tried it. So it just didn't want to work, which was really annoying. But I couldn't do much about it. And I was like, oh, great, broke the game. Oh, I thought a little while that the Giants broke the game, but actually I thought that I broke the game by updating it. I shouldn't have updated it, basically. So that was a bit weird. Let me show you. So I couldn't get it to curl, which, as I said, was really annoying. But then eventually, so I could get it to go up and down like this. That wasn't a problem, but I couldn't get it to curl. But eventually I got it to, when I curl bucket 2, if you look at the inside here, when you grab it to the left, you curl it up and right down, right, like standard. That didn't work, but if I set it to other way, so first basically if I curl it to the right, it would curl open, and the curl left like the opposite that it is here. Then suddenly it started working. It's like, okay, why is it working now? But it was, so that was good, I guess. But slightly weird. So I did that, and then I tried setting it the other way. Just it worked that way, which was the wrong way, but it worked. So and then I tried to just change it back to the other way, like switching positions or axis of, and then suddenly it worked perfectly, like it should. It's like, okay, that's weird, but how it works, that's good, I guess. It wouldn't leave that arm in there. I know. So we're gonna go and sell the milk, because we don't have a full load of milk, but we have pretty decent amount of milk, I believe. We have 25,000 liters, which I think is pretty decent. So we'll go and load that up. Refill, yes. We'll go sell it. Milk isn't really, it's not a great deal. So one other change is that if you see in the lower level there, to right, where it fills up milk, it says the amount of liters, it says the percent, and then it says milk beneath it, and also the icon. So now that we don't just have the icon, we actually have some text of what it is, which is a really great change. So I know I spent a lot of time complaining about version 1.3, but there are some good things in it, and one of those is that it actually says what's in the load. So percentage I didn't really care about. You can see it from the bar how much it fills up, and it's not that hard to remember how much the capacity is. But what I did actually like is that it now says in text what it is in it. So milk in this case, which I think is that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good change. So on this map we sell milk. I don't know if I showed you when I sold milk on this map, but we sell milk at basically the same place where we sell grain. We sell everything at the same place, except oh, damn it! Oh, crap! This is hassle, but there's a fix. So you press X and you unload trailer here. And usually if you turn around at the same time, you will flip it over, flip it back up. So I was speeding through the turn there. My bad. Good thing it doesn't break. Otherwise it would be really costly. We will lose the entire load of milk, and I would probably had to buy a new truck. I think we talked about this. My boss's boss about my boss. Her husband actually hit a wild pig the other day, and it totally destroyed the car. It was like a total. He had really fancy. Oh, sorry. No. So he had a really fancy BMW worth like 450,000 kroners, which is a lot of money. My car costs like 200, and that's a really nice car too. But anyway, and it was basically destroyed. It shifted the whole frame of the car and everything, and the engine shifted everything. This pig, and so they just it's a pretty brand new car too. So they just not decommission it. Well, 33,000 euros. That's pretty good. I did take out a small loan. Where is it here? Just to buy a little bit of fertilizer, because I needed to refill my fertilizer before doing the last field there, which was good, but I didn't have any money by that time. So, but now I have money again. A little bit of money, 28 grand. That's good. Lots of buttons on the steering wheel on this truck. Wonder what they all. The one that's on the bottom there is we recognize as what do you call it? Cruise control settings, and then there were phones and stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so my boss talked about the new features of her. So apparently it hit this pig, all the airbags deployed, and at the same it sent a signal to the emergency service. So the ambulance showed up pretty fast, and there were some problems. People by a farm pretty close by, which came out and were very helpful. So it's interesting, but a lot of stuff happening just from a pig. So there's a bit of it. I mean, I'm not used to having a large set of. I mean, it's still very sensitive when it needs to. It don't respond too much in real life to the turning, so it turns like it should. With the steering wheel, it's a bit slower, less responsive, and less. The results in real life is less, or when you actually turn is less, which is a little bit more realistic. You can turn really slightly, make really small slight movements on a real car, and it does mean the car swerves around like crazy. So I just wanted to show you. Here is, I mean, it's the same thing. It does turn, but it's a little bit less than it was before, so it makes it a little bit easier and more realistic. I think I'm thinking also that that's a preference thing. You can change it the way you want to. If you have other preferences, you can have that. I'm just driving around this truck here. And we have some manure there again, and slurry being produced, so that's good. And cows are reproducing, so everything is good. I'm gonna cut it short there, this episode. I'm gonna go. I would like actually to get some sheep, so maybe I'm thinking about selling this paddock when they're full, when you can get maximum amount of money for these horses, and get some sheep there. But I haven't decided on that one yet. We'll see. So far, I'm doing this now, and I'm pretty happy about it. So great. So update version 1.3 on the webpage if you want that. If you hang on a bit, you could. There's at least one issue with it, which I find really highly annoying, but you know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Andy. This has been Let's Play on the Björktorps Gård. And if you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, leave a comment or share. And now we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.